Coach, what are the feelings heading into another opening day for you?
Well, this one's a little bit different, in a good way. Obviously, to celebrate last season, the championship, to do it in front of the best fans in the NBA. That'll be something that you aspire to. Every year, 30 teams want to be a world champion, and we were able to do that last year. And so tonight, for me, it's kind of on one hand, enjoy that moment, to be part of history and to be a part of a team that won a championship the first time ever in Nuggets history. But then you got to really be able to kind of flip the switch, if you will, and get ready to play a game against a very good team that really loaded up this offseason. And we know they're going to come out here and give us everything they have in their arsenal. So it should be a really fun night, emotional night, and, looking forward to being a part of it.
You mentioned yesterday sort of wanting to make sure that your players don't get overcome by any of the distractions of, the ceremony, the opponent, all of that. Do you feel like they're in a good state mentally going into this?
Yeah, I feel that way, but we'll find out. I mean, it's kind of like an unknown. This is the first time we're going through this. Golden State went through it 4 times, so I'm sure they probably, once you go through it, you have a little bit better feel. But I think we have, a starting unit especially, I think we have guys in our starting unit that are mature, veteran mindset, and I think they understand that we can do both. We can raise a banner, we can receive a ring, but also understand that we have a job to do. Season starts tonight, and I think our guys are ready for that.
What are you expecting from the second unit?
I expect those guys to go out there and play as hard as they possibly can. I don't want them to play perfect, and I think our second unit is going to be a unit that grows as we go along. We are playing a lot of young players, and that's our biggest challenge this year is trying to contend for a championship while developing multiple young players. Not an easy thing to do, but if you go out there and you leave it all on the floor, you're never going to have a problem with me.
Do you expect to get any of the rookies sometime tonight?
Yeah, we'll see.
Michael and Christian still good to go?
Yes. Yeah. Michael and CB are both active, both good to go, and it'll be great to have them back. As I mentioned yesterday, obviously less than ideal to have 2 of your top 6 players get 0 minutes in the preseason, but we played a few months ago, and those guys know what is expected of them, and it'll be good to have them out there.
This is not the first year you've entered a season with a really good team. It's the first year you've entered as defending champs. How different is the conversation between you and your guys about what you expect out of this year than in years past, having won?
Well, for me, the thing we spoke about going into training camp was understanding that there is a bullseye in the back every night. And we've been that team. Hey, you get up for playing the world champs. You get up to dethrone those guys, and you want to send a message that you're one of those teams that's good enough to be in that conversation. So I think the parity in the NBA is probably at an all-time high. The depth in each conference is tremendous. So you couple the parity with the fact that you're a defending champion, a reigning champion, you're going to get everybody's best every night. So the reason I brought that up to our team is with our success comes their responsibility to go out there and play to a standard of excellence every single night. We're going to lose games, but it can never be about us not being ready to play. And hopefully our guys are understanding of that because 82 games is such a long year.
Coach, is there a rule change that implemented over the summer that you're thinking might affect the flow of these games, just the first one of the year? How do you think that will be tested out this year?
Yeah, the flopping rule is new. I don't even know how many of those were called in the preseason, so I don't think. I think when we had our head coaches meeting in Chicago, they made it pretty clear with that rule, Ryan, that it was only going to be the really egregious, give that man an Oscar for that kind of acting. So it's not going to be every other play they're going to have a flopping. The coaching challenge, if you win your first one, you get another one. That can add a little bit of time to a game because now a coach has 2 to use. But the one thing I give our conference, our association rather, and Adam Silver credit for is that they're always finding ways to try to make the game better. whether that's the in-season tournament, whether that's adding rules that's going to help viewership stay on board and watch these games. So fully trust in what we're doing as a league.
Michael, you mentioned that as the defending champs, you guys are going to have the target on your back. Teams are going to get up to play you. And tonight, obviously, opening night and ring night, that's enough to get up for any team. But just considering the opponent, is there any extra juice there, thinking back to the Western Conference Series you guys had?
Yeah, I don't think for us. I think for them there is. Obviously, that's what you're hearing at least. Though they're upset about things that were said or done over the course of the summer, and so I guess if that's their motivation, so be it. But for us, we understand that we're playing against a team that had the second best record post All-Star break. And what Darvin Ham did with that team last year was he did a tremendous coaching job. As I said the night that we beat them in L.A., LeBron James obviously is arguably one of the best to ever play this game. Year 21, whatever it is, and him still doing what he does. Anthony Davis. You look at Austin Reeves in the summer he had representing our country. And then you got to give Rob Pelinka credit. I mean, they went out and added some pieces. I mean, the size they have in their second unit with Rui and Christian Wood and Jackson Hayes. They're a good team. They're a deep team. They're a talented team. So just from that alone, we know we're going to get a hell of a game. And then I think, they probably have something to prove, I guess. But I know that our guys will be ready for it.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, appreciate it.